If you don't know and you've not seen what they've done, and if you don't know the situation where Nigeria found themselves today, please go and read this article that we just pasted here now. Go and read this article here. Yes. Go and read this article we just pasted here now on the Jumbotron so that you will understand better. We need to educate our people and those that do not know what is happening so that they will learn. I want everyone to understand that Mazi NNAMDI KANU, Mazi Simon Ekpa, Mazi NNAMDI KANU, Mazi Simon Ekpa were kidnapped. They are imprisoned. They have been locked up because of speaking for what? The Christians and everybody in Nigeria, because of creating the awareness and telling the entire world and telling everybody in Nigeria that there is a jihad that is coming. Yes. And today, after they kidnapped Mazi NNAMDI KANU all the way from Kenya, and they sentenced him to death and life imprisonment, and they also imprisoned Mazi Simon Ekpa, who have piloted the same issue and the same case of freedom of every Christian, telling the entire world. Today, as these two men are in prison, and as we continue to pressure the U.S. government to implement more stringent measures against Nigeria to their release, you can see that Nigeria is paying the price of kidnapping and imprisoning these two men because of Biafra and because of every Nigerian and because of Christians in Nigeria. Because some people may not understand. Nigeria is still alive today, and everybody is still working because of the existence of Biafra. If there was no Biafra, if there was no advocacy from the Biafran people speaking against the jihad that was coming and exposing them and telling the entire world that this is what is going to come, if there was no Biafra talking, if there was no campaign of Biafra coming out all the way from 1999, if there was no Biafra coming out from Wazirike, coming out from, what was its name again? Asari Dokubo, coming out from Mazi NNAMDI KANU, coming out from Mazi Simon Ekpa, and now in the hands of Mazi NKERE, wiping Nigeria with Koboko all the way from Washington, D.C. If there was no Biafra advocacy, these Fulani terrorists would have erupted long time ago. They would have slaughtered and massacred everybody long time ago. So the fear of Biafra is what has kept Nigeria on this far. Take Biafra and Biafrans out today and say there is no more Biafra campaign today in Nigeria, you see that they will overrun everybody in Nigeria overnight. Overnight. And that is why our advocacy for Biafra, for Christians, and for every Nigerian to wake up and know what is happening has actually brought light to them. What you people are seeing today in Nigeria, where you wake up and you see over 100 captured by Boko Haram terrorists, and they are showing their videos. Have you all sat back to calculate how many incidents of genocide has happened in Nigeria for the past 1 month? For the past 1 month. If in a country that in 1 month, in 1 month, almost 2,000 people have been slaughtered. No, okay, I think the statistics they showed there said in 41 days. In 41 days, Almost 2,000 people have been slaughtered by Fulani terrorists in 1 month. Tell me if this can happen in America, and then America will say be in a normal situation. From the statistics they showed, they said 14 soldiers were taken down by the terrorists. 10 police were taken down by the terrorists. And then they claim that they themselves, they neutralized 419 terrorists. You neutralize 419 terrorists, then the same terrorists neutralize over 1,500 Nigerians. Does it show that you are capable, or you're doing something, or you're not doing anything? Should the terrorists be overrunning your security architecture? Should the terrorists be having upper hand? No. Terrorists shouldn't be having upper hand. Rather, it is the security architecture that should be having upper hand. So when the terrorists are having upper hand over the security architecture of the country, it means that the country is now a disgraced and defeated country by the terrorists. It's in the hands of the terrorists, it's controlled by them. We are asking them very simple questions. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Biafran people that you pursue and kidnap them and lock them up, you kill them because of talking about this same Christian genocide. After locking them up now, how is Nigeria faring, and how many Nigerians are being kidnapped and slaughtered on a daily basis? Who is suffering? Who is suffering in Nigeria now? Is it Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in prison that is suffering, or is it Mazi Simon Ekpa in prison that is suffering? Or is it Biafrans in Biafra land that are suffering, or is you that is answering Nigerians that are suffering the most? Huh. It's just like somebody that said he's protecting the Islamic jihadist terrorists, and then he said he's upholding human rights. He doesn't want the Islamic jihadist terrorists to see them as enemies. And then they are opening their borders to the Islamic jihadist terrorists, and they are coming into their country. And then as they enter their country, they are slaughtering their babies, women, and children. They are raping their babies. They are raping their women. And then you still come out and then stand in the pulpit and say, we are promoting human rights, that you cannot stop the Islamic jihadists from implementing Sharia in your country. You uphold all the Sharia law and courts in your country. You allow them to open more Sharia courts, and they are expanding their mosque. They are implementing these laws every day. Yet, your communities are being outnumbered daily. There has been so much increase in rapings and violations of babies, women, and children in your community. But yet you're saying that you're upholding human rights, and you don't want to promote discrimination against the Islamic race. This is what the Europeans are doing, which some of their countries are fighting back. This is what the UK is doing, which their people, their citizens are rising up against their government now. This is what whether Austria or Australia are also doing, which they think is rising up and fighting back against them. You say you don't want to burn ants, or you don't want to kill snake, so that you will not be seen as someone that kill animal or kill pest. But you are allowing the same animal or the same reptile to come into your surroundings and to have a cool environment in your house. And then the python or the snake or the crocodile is having a comfortable home as it's coming into your surrounding, coming into your house. Do you know what the python is doing? As the python is coming, you're giving the python time, and the crocodile is preparing comfort zone inside your house and in your surrounding, preparing and looking for the way and the day that will be comfortable for him or her to swallow you. So it may take the snake or the python or the reptile of any kind, maybe may take 6 years or 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. You know, go rush, because it is say you don't become comfortable with them. Uh-huh. So it will now give you time. And this time when he give you now, you now start becoming friendly with them. They go, they bring food, they give them, they buy everything, they give them. Even if you say they sick or you know they happy, you go carry doctor, come give them. You now trust the reptile more than fellow human being. And if that reptile sees a human being will come house, now the one will go come destroy in plan, that reptile go cause problem. That reptile will cause problem. Go scare that visitor away from your house and your surrounding. Because he's working so hard to see that nobody come to destroy or stop his or her plan ahead. Are you getting the point? So, is gaining momentum and advancing and standing very strong. Waiting for the day that is very comfortable to swallow you. To swallow maybe your baby, or swallow your husband or wife or your girlfriend or boyfriend or your concubine or your sugar daddy or sugar mommy. So this comfortable home that you have, an environment that you've granted to this reptile, which is now the terrorist, is very good for them. And it's just a matter of time. When you don't garner security and garner comfort so well, and it is time to strike, it's just to open the mouth and do what? Then swallow you. How many babies and women are being slaughtered on a daily basis now in Nigeria? Now, the babies in Akwa Ibom now na the slaughter, na the ones in Cross River, or na the one for Enugu, or na the one for Bayelsa or Delta or Rivers, or na the one for Anambra, or na the one for Imo, or na the one for Abia, or na the one for Ebonyi. You see, we have too many sabotage in Biafra struggle, and we have too many sabotage in Biafra land. Yes, you can see that they are making use of our politicians and making use of our billionaires. But in the midst of all this, God still gives us the blessing of being able to see ahead and to set precedents. With all these people that we have as sabotages, there is still a man who said, "It is only Biafra I want or nothing." And that man is in prison. They gave him everything. He said, "It is only Biafra I want or nothing." But you have many other Biafrans that are here going for political position, collecting money, coming to be used to influence the Biafran people because of seeing the calamity that we have brought to Nigeria using the quest for Biafra. But yet, in the midst of all this, there are men that are still standing strong for Biafra. There is one man there inside prison. They kidnapped him in Kenya. They brought him to Nigeria. They locked him up in DSS prison. Now they have transferred him to Sokoto prison. And they said he has to die because of speaking for Christians and speaking Biafra. So that means there is this grace of God upon Biafran people. This man preached about the defense of Biafra people, preached about the defense of Christians. He called on all Christians and Biafrans to rise up. And before this man, there was Uwazirike. You see, I think that if there was no Uwazirike in the picture before, if there was no Asari Dokubo in the picture before, then Martin Americano just came in. I think many people wouldn't have believed in Martin Americano. These are some things that I've just gone back to do some research to come back to understand. Because the way the Nigerian system has been, after the genocidal war, you needed like maybe 20 to 30 years to do intensive education on the brains of Biafrans for it to sink in their blood and brain to understand that Nigeria does not belong to them. Even after 50 years, even after 50 years of the genocidal war. Yes. Because if as Ojukwu came back and then started contesting for president in Nigeria, they told him, continue, continue. He contested for over 3 tenures. Every tenure is 4 years. So that is 12 years. And they did not allow him because they know if Ojukwu is allowed to come into that place, it's like you are reassuring Biafrans that there is hope for Biafra. You see the game? Uh-huh. So that is why they didn't allow him to come in. That is why they can never allow any Igbo man or Biafran now to go and just stay and then go and become president of Nigeria. No. The only way you can stay now and become president of Nigeria is either you were the vice president. As you were the vice president, if the president die or fall sick, then you now assume office for a very short time. Later, when they see that you want to bring development and visions that will brighten the country and will later curtail jihad plan, they will hoist you out of that office. So, having understood this, I think every Biafran had lost hope and rejected Biafra ideology. Having seen that when Ojukwu came back, nobody gave time to Ojukwu. Yes. And so, it took Owasirike to now awake the spirit again. So that means if Owasirike did not start when he started, to prepare the way. I want everybody to understand something now. I think what is happening here is like what happened in the Bible story. They say John the Baptist came to prepare the way. Yes, John the Baptist came to prepare the way for Jesus Christ to come. He came to make the announcement. He came to start educating people and to awake the subconsciousness of people. Now, when you now saw what happened and how the trends of events later went, you see that the role of John the Baptist actually did so much to put people's mind in gear of what was to come. All the prophecies, so all the teachings and explanations. So if John the Baptist did not come for the mission that he came, there wouldn't have been the fulfillment of Jesus Christ. So, Owazirike was sent down like John the Baptist for the cycle to be complete. And then Asari Dokubo also killed in there. If you have not seen Asari Dokubo preaching about Biafra, please go and search the media. You will see it. Asari Dokubo was a stunned Biafran agitator. I want everybody to go and research and see. You will see all those videos. He spoke and condemned Nigeria and gave Biafra as the only solution. Just like you see Martin and the Kanu, you see Owazirike. So there was need for this John the Baptist in natures to come and prepare the road before Jesus Christ now later came. So if Wazirike was not there to come and play his role as John the Baptist, Asare Dokubo was not there to play their own role as part of the John the Baptist mission, I think the work of Martin NNAMDI KANU would have been very difficult to accomplish. But you can see that his work has been made easy. After Wazirike came, paved the way, Asare Dokubo came and also joined in the evangelism before Martin NNAMDI KANU later came. So that when he now came, he was like reigniting, rejuvenating what Asare Dokubo and Wazirike has already put in place. So it was not a new thing now to Biafrans. The work now became easy. Now, there is no Biafran. There is no Biafran in the 40 state of Biafra now. In all the state of Biafra now, in the whole eastern region, that will tell you does not know anything about Biafra. Ask them, what does Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represent? They will tell you. Both those that as we speak now, as we are doing this program now, they don't have a live connection to be listening here. But just try to go, send somebody to go to a particular village and then do a kind of documentary and then ask people, what do you know about Biafra? What do you know about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? What do you know about Mazi Simon Ekpa? So maybe many of them may not know much about Mazi Simon, but ask them, what do you know about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because since his sentencing now is inside Nigeria, hey, everybody know. They hear that he was kidnapped, and the way Nigerian government has so dragged the thing and made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a lord, they made a very big mistake. Yes, he threw a bet, and then Nigeria fell for it. He has now become a hero. Yes. And he did not just become a hero. Mazi Simon Ekpa came and then continued putting the fire from where he stopped. And Mazi Simon Ekpa now in prison, Mazi NKERE now, come and do his own, the Mr. Punisher brutal way. He doesn't talk too much. But what he is going to do to Nigeria in Washington, D.C. is like the bomb that was not dropped in Nigeria for over 100 years. Since the existence of Nigeria, Biafran people have never for once had the opportunity to enter the U.S. Capitol White House to go and give testimony against Nigeria and for Biafra. Since Nigeria has existed and since Biafra has existed as an entity or as identity or as a country, it never happened. But it has happened now. In September of 2025 and in June of 2025, something has happened. And a bullet was not shot with AK-47 in Washington, D.C. for this to be done. Very big campaign or announcement was not made in Washington, D.C. on the biggest radio television before this was done. It was just done with lobbying and attorney campaign and series of meetings and engagement with the U.S. Congress. Things that you will look at when they tell you, see what BRJ are doing in Washington. You say, I beg, forget those people. They don't have a voice. Is it not the photo that they are doing? Is it not the Photoshop? Is it not the going there carrying back? That is what they were saying. That is how all of you describe the process. You all said, oh, it's just carrying back. It's just going there, snapping photo and doing Photoshop. You guys should ignore them. They are going nowhere. But the people that you said they are doing Photoshop, they are snapping photo, they are posting, they don't have any effect, they don't have a voice. What they have done now has caused so much pain to Nigeria than what has never happened in the past 100 years. Not even ever, it has never happened. That within the June of 2025 to September of 2025, BRGI did something. BRGI did something that is on the table of Washington, D.C. Can you all hear me? Please, I need a co-host. I need a co-host, so someone should come up for co-host, please. Because there are emergency calls that are coming in here. Someone should come up for co-host, so someone should come up for co-host. So
Good morning, happy Val.
So what is happening is what has not happened before.
So we must move one Friday.
What is happening is what has not happened before. And then there is so much chaos on Nigeria. And Nigeria now runs under international pressure from America. Thank you, Honorable Totti, for taking the course. And Nigeria now runs under credibility damage. Nigeria now runs under political, diplomatic, and international isolation. Nigeria now runs looking sheepy everywhere. It never happened before. Nigeria had to pay how much? On top here, we see from the article, in October, they paid $2.7 million for lobbying. And then that did not yield them fruit, October of 2025. Then in January 2026, they now decided to double it to $9 million. Their lobbying was not for US government to come and kill the terrorists or to come and develop Nigeria or to come and save Christian babies, women, and children that have been slaughtered. Their lobbying was to make sure the effort of Biafran people exposing them and telling the world what they should know does not come to fruition. Their lobbying was to make sure they come and overturn the congressional testimony that was submitted to the U.S. Congress against them for Biafra, for NNAMDI KANU, and for Simon Ekpa, for Christian genocide. Their lobbying was to come and overturn it upside down. Their lobbying was to come and lie to the U.S. Congress that none of what we said happened. Their lobbying was to come and tell U.S. Congress that they did not kidnap NNAMDI KANU, that they have not committed international crime of kidnapping. Their lobbying was to come and tell the U.S. Congress that there is no Christian genocide. Even Tinubu's wife, when she went to the U.S., when the journalist interviewed her, the journalist said that she denied that there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. This is Tinubu's wife. So we are not surprised if the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Nigeria was on a Piers Morgan show and telling you that the President of America is basing his facts on lies and deceit and propaganda that the BRGI is submitted to them, that it is falsehood, that there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. What do you expect of the wife of the president? If the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who talks on the script given to him by the president of Nigeria, denies it, what do you expect that? What do you expect that the wife of that president will also come and do? So it is not new. Nigeria is built on lies, propaganda, blackmail, and slander. So you don't expect something different. The lady said, when I met Remi Tinubu in the US, she was reluctant to acknowledge Christian genocide in Nigeria, despite evidence. Foreign journalist Madeleine Keynes. And the write-up goes like this. British journalist Madeleine Keynes. There's something I want people to understand here now. God is beginning to make use of the British journalists, the British children, the British babies, women, and children to expose the same Britain. Now, I'm coming back to this. Let me go first to the one I posted a few minutes ago, because I want you all to understand something that is happening here. God said and told NNAMDI KANU, when it is time, Biafra will be reported and they will speak about the children of Chukwokike by those that we use to carry out the massacre. Now, David Patrikaros. David Patrikaros is another foreign correspondent of Daily Mail. Let me read what David Patrikaros said. David Patrikaros said, I've just returned from Nigeria's killing fields. Pastors burned alive, entire villages erased, yet the world is barely paying attention. My dispatch in today's Daily Mail. He said, it's a horror unfolding away from the world's gaze. The merciless murder of tens of thousands, including a pastor and his wife, burnt alive in their church. David Patrikaros visits the scourge of fault line in rural Nigeria, where Muslims and Christians are locked in a bloody conflict driven by centuries-old hatreds. Centuries-old hatreds. Now, slaughter of the Christians. That is the caption. David Patrikaros is also another UK journalist. And then let me go back to the other one that was interviewing Remi Tinubu. And where did she interview her? Was it in America or in UK? She interviewed her in UK. Or is it in America? No, it was in America. Now, they said British journalist Madeleine Keynes. When I met Remi Tinubu in the US, she was reluctant to acknowledge Christian genocide in Nigeria, despite evidence. And then the write-up goes on to say, British journalist Madeleine Keynes, writing for the Free Press, says she met with wife of Bola Tinubu in the United States and found her unwilling to openly acknowledge widespread attacks on Christian communities in Nigeria. despite what Keynes describes as clear evidence of targeted violence against faithfuls. My point is not to expatiate on the write-up, but to point out the origin of the people that are now carrying the news. The origin of the people now carrying the news are British-born, British citizens. So that you people will not say it is only American citizens that are carrying the news that we have bribed America. Nigeria is a British-designed business enterprise. And now, God is using the children of Britain to do the write-up and to do the exposition. Yes. How many of you now remember this one? Where is that one? Where? Let me play this one to you guys so that I will say ask you guys. This one is from where? And I go tell me where they're from. My people. Wait, let me get this one. Wait, let me get this one. Listen to this. And even future military and oil deals. I mean, how seriously are these groups being taken in US policy circles? Well, serious enough that you've got people like Ted Cruz, who is the conservative senator who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's a big supporter of the Biafra government in exile. He's a big supporter, actually, of the Somaliland region in East Africa. And Mike Pompeo, who was the former Secretary of State, and that was under Trump's first term. Please, I want to ask a question. This one that just finished speaking now, is he from Biafra or is he from Europe or is he, is he American or is from UK? So this one that just finished speaking now, Mazi Toti, go ahead. The network is disturbing you. I'm giving you mic again. Try to accept. We need one more co-host, please. This one that just spoke now, is this one from my village or is this one from China? Or is this one from Finland? Or is this one from Italia or Spain? No, this one also is from UK. How many people have just picked their pen and paper to research and then write about Nigeria atrocities now? The people that have just picked up their mic or their pen and paper to write about Nigerian atrocities now, they are all what? British citizens. But Nigeria is a British-designed business enterprise. And now, God is using the children of Britain to start writing about the atrocities of their enterprise and what they created and what they are doing. Yes, so we love the way it is going. I salute all of you that have joined the space. Please, the mic is open to everyone. We want people to come over to the mic and air their views and ask their questions, and then we call on you all to join our fundraising by 7 p.m. Biafra time. And tomorrow, our town hall meeting, 7 p.m. Biafra time as well. We must support BRJ, we must support BDF, we must support Biafra. We must continue to give support to Biafrans in the homeland who are exercising the civil disobedience against Nigeria to show their willingness to be free and to make the world understand that they don't want the genocide that is happening to take them over. Those that may not understand the significance of the civil disobedience of the Biafran people in Biafra land, they should understand this very clear. Biafran people's determination to carry out the civil disobedience, the Biafra Freedom Day, which comes on every Monday, and any day that there is a 2 or 3 days pronouncement, is to one, exercise the fact that Biafran people have rejected Nigeria and their jihadist tendencies. and their conquest agenda. 2, they are being conscious of the security threat and the escalation of the terrorist invasion that is taking over every part of Nigeria. So they are using all these measures to checkmate. Yes, Biafran people are using all these measures to checkmate and to speak in one voice that they are taking control of their land, they are in charge, they have declared Biafra, and they are ready to fight to the very last day to get their recognition and their restoration of Biafra. They are demanding the release of this Biafra Supreme Leader that's inside prison. They are also demanding the release of PM Simon Ekpa that is inside Finland prison. They did not go to that prison, whether in Finland or in Abuja or in Nigeria or in Kafanchan or in Norway because of Norway. No. They were taken to that prison because of what? Biafra. Biafra. And that is why Biafran people are speaking in the way that people don't understand, so that the entire world will know and be on check. And the entire people in Nigeria will know why they have been speaking Biafra for years now. Our civil disobedience is also part and parcel, and it's a template and a tool to be used in the process of our freedom fighting. You may not have all of us, yes, you may not have all of us fighting to support this freedom wholeheartedly. You may not have all of us fighting and joining hands for this freedom wholeheartedly. But the difference is clear, that we are fighting for the freedom of every Biafran. In every freedom fighting, everybody don't agree for the ideology or to the ideology on the table. But later on, when the independence is fully achieved and implemented, you will see that everybody enjoys and come to terms with the same independence. Even all these senators and ministers and governors that are being used, and even our billionaires that are being used against our Biafra freedom today, they will be one of the people that will celebrate that Biafra has come when Biafra comes. And they will see themselves as failures. And I want everybody to use America as a case study. When the Declaration of America was done, when you hear that there were 56 delegates, it is not all the states in America of their representatives that voted to ratify the Declaration of America. There is one place or one state that I heard of in America that did not sign to adopt the Declaration. But that did not stop the Declaration of America from coming. That did not stop the independence of America from coming. And that did not also stop that very state or that very region from still belonging to America. That state today also benefits from the independence of America. And is also a state in America today. So I'm saying this for people to understand that you will see some group of people rising up in Biafra territory to say, I don't need Biafra, I don't agree with Biafra. But what you have to tell them is that they are entitled to just one vote. Because the majority of the people in the All Eastern region says they want Biafra. And if you yourself alone or your own state say they don't want, that cannot stop Biafra. Because your majority numbers has not outnumbered, your minority numbers vote has not outnumbered the majority. The majority numbers vote has outnumbered the negative. And so the Biafra will still come. Wait, it's like some people are having problem to join the mic. Let me refresh my network, please.
We are going